If you think a luxury touring motorcycle is impressive, imagine taking the legendary Honda Gold Wing platform and transforming it into a three-wheel touring machine. The 2026 Honda Gold Wing Trike brings together long-distance comfort, six-cylinder performance, premium technology, and the added presence of a third wheel. But is it really the ultimate touring machine, or does the conversion come with compromises? Today, we're taking a closer look at what makes the 2026 Honda Gold Wing Trike so interesting. First, it is important to clarify one thing. Honda's official 2026 lineup includes the Goldwing and Goldwing Tour models, while a Goldwing Trike is typically created through a specialist three-wheel conversion rather than being a factory Honda Trike model. That means specifications can vary depending on the conversion company, suspension setup, wheels, brakes, reverse system, and other equipment. The foundation, however, remains one of the most famous touring motorcycles in the world. At the heart of the Goldwing is Honda's 1833cc liquid-cooled horizontally opposed six-cylinder engine. It is one of the defining characteristics of the motorcycle. Instead of the rougher character you might expect from a large engine, the flat six delivers remarkably smooth power. Honda lists 170 Nm of torque at 4,500 revolutions per minute and 93 kilowatts, or approximately 126.5 horsepower, for the 2026 Goldwing DCT in European specifications. That combination gives the machine strong acceleration without requiring the rider to constantly work the engine hard. For everyday riders, the biggest advantage is not simply the horsepower figure. It is the effortless way the engine produces its performance. Whether you're merging onto a highway, passing slower traffic, or climbing a long mountain road with a passenger and luggage, the six-cylinder engine has plenty of muscle available. The engine also has a character that makes long-distance travel special. It is smooth, refined, and relatively relaxed at highway speeds. You don't need to chase the highest revs to enjoy it. Instead, the engine delivers a deep, confident feeling that fits the Goldwing's touring mission perfectly. Transmission choice is another major part of the Goldwing experience. The 2026 model is available with a 6-speed manual transmission, while the automatic version uses Honda's 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, or DCT. The DCT can change gears automatically, making the motorcycle easier to operate in traffic and particularly convenient during long journeys. Honda also equips the Goldwing with reverse functionality, which is extremely useful because this is a large and heavy touring machine. On a trike, reverse becomes even more useful. A three-wheel conversion can add additional weight, and maneuvering a large touring machine backward without assistance can quickly become uncomfortable. Having an integrated reverse system can make parking lots, driveways, and tight spaces much less stressful. The chassis is another area where the Goldwing stands apart. Instead of a traditional telescopic fork, Honda uses a double wishbone front suspension. The system provides 4.3 inches of front suspension travel, while the rear uses a Pro-Arm single-sided swingarm with Pro-Link and 4.1 inches of travel on the standard Goldwing specification. This sophisticated suspension design helps the Goldwing feel remarkably composed for a motorcycle of its size. It also contributes to the machine's distinctive steering feel. When converted into a trike, however, the front-end behavior becomes even more important because the rear axle configuration changes how the vehicle responds during cornering. That is where a professionally engineered trike conversion matters. A well-designed conversion should provide predictable handling, appropriate suspension geometry, strong braking performance, and a carefully engineered rear axle. The exact experience depends on the conversion manufacturer, so buyers should pay close attention to the quality of the conversion rather than assuming every Goldwing Trike will ride exactly the same. The biggest advantage of the three-wheel layout is stability at low speeds and when stopped. A conventional motorcycle requires the rider to balance the machine when stationary. A trike eliminates that particular challenge. For riders who prefer additional stability, especially during touring or when carrying a passenger, this can be a major benefit. The trade-off is that a trike does not lean through corners like a conventional two-wheel motorcycle unless the conversion uses a specialized leaning system. A conventional Goldwing can naturally lean into turns, while a standard fixed rear axle trike behaves differently. The rider has to adapt to the steering and cornering characteristics. For long-distance riders, comfort is one of the strongest reasons to consider a Goldwing. The riding position is designed around covering hundreds of miles without making the rider feel like they're sitting on a race bike. The seat height is approximately 29.3 inches on the 2026 Goldwing, which is relatively accessible considering the size of the machine. The bodywork is also designed with touring in mind. Full coverage fairings help protect the rider from wind and weather, while the Goldwing platform provides substantial luggage capacity. On Goldwing Tour versions, Honda lists a 61-liter trunk as part of the equipment. That makes the machine much more than a weekend cruiser. It can become a genuine long-distance travel platform, carrying clothing, electronics, personal items, and other equipment for extended trips. Passenger comfort is another important advantage. A Goldwing has always been designed with two-up touring in mind, and a trike conversion can make the motorcycle feel even more substantial when carrying a passenger. The wide rear section, Large seating area, luggage capacity, and stable three-wheel platform create an experience closer to a luxury touring vehicle than a lightweight motorcycle. Technology is also a major part of the 2026 Goldwing experience. Honda offers a 7-inch TFT display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, Bluetooth connectivity, USB connectivity, cruise control, heated grips, and other touring-focused features depending on the model. The electronics aren't there just to make the motorcycle look modern. They make long journeys easier. Navigation, music, communication, and other smartphone functions can be integrated into the riding experience, reducing the need to constantly interact with a phone. Riding modes are another useful feature. Depending on the exact Goldwing version and market, riders can select modes such as Tour, Sport, Econ, and Rain. These modes allow the motorcycle's behavior to be adapted to different conditions and riding preferences. The Goldwing also benefits from modern braking hardware. The standard 2026 Goldwing specification uses dual 320mm front discs and a 316mm rear disc. A trike conversion may introduce a different rear braking arrangement, so this is another area where the exact conversion specifications should be checked carefully. Design is one of the Goldwing's strongest selling points. It has a distinctive, futuristic appearance without completely abandoning the traditional touring motorcycle identity. The front fairing is wide and aerodynamic, the lighting is modern, and the overall bodywork gives the machine a premium presence. Once converted to three wheels, the visual character changes dramatically. The two rear wheels create a much wider stance and give the motorcycle a muscular, almost automobile-like appearance. Depending on the conversion, buyers can choose different wheel designs, fenders, rear bodywork, luggage configurations, exhaust arrangements, and paint options. This customization is part of the appeal. A Goldwing Trike can be built as a sophisticated touring machine, a luxury cruiser, or something much more personalized. Some conversions emphasize comfort and practicality, while others focus heavily on aggressive styling. But there are also compromises. Weight is one of them. The 2026 Goldwing already weighs hundreds of kilograms depending on the version. Honda lists the standard Goldwing at approximately 806 pounds in US specification, while the Goldwing Tour DCT is listed around 847 pounds. A trike conversion adds additional hardware, so the final vehicle can be substantially heavier. That extra weight can influence acceleration, braking, fuel consumption, and maneuverability. It may feel very stable once moving, but pushing it around manually is certainly not the same as moving a small motorcycle. Fuel capacity is 5.5 gallons, or about 21 liters, on the 2026 Goldwing. Honda's European specification lists fuel consumption around 5.4 liters per 100 kilometers under WMTC testing for the Goldwing DCT. Real-world trike fuel economy can be different because of the additional weight, wider rear tires, aerodynamics, riding conditions, and conversion design. Another consideration is width. A conventional Goldwing can fit through spaces that a trike may not. The wider rear axle requires more awareness in parking areas, narrow roads, garages, and tight turns. However, on open highways, that extra width can contribute to a very planted feeling. The real question is who should buy a Goldwing Trike. For someone who wants maximum long-distance comfort and appreciates the stability of three wheels, it can be an extremely attractive option. It is especially interesting for riders who want the character and luxury of a Goldwing but prefer not to deal with balancing a heavy motorcycle at a standstill. It is also a compelling choice for riders who regularly travel with a passenger. The combination of a large six-cylinder engine, extensive luggage, premium seating, weather protection, and three-wheel stability creates a package built for serious touring. On the other hand, riders who love the natural lean and agility of a two-wheel motorcycle may prefer the standard Goldwing. A conventional Goldwing offers a more